What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're checking out the newest trace rifle to be added into Destiny, the Warlord's Spear. This is an available reward from Iron Banner, which means you'll have a limited amount of time to grab yourself one, and this is a trace rifle that's most definitely worth the effort in getting. The path of least resistance had been the go-to arc trace rifle, but things will quickly change now that the Warlord's Spear is around. And to get one of these, you would just need to reach rank 3 with Lord Saladin, and by doing so you'll get a fixed stat drop of Envious Assassin and Detonator Beam. An extremely powerful combination, but is it the best combination of perks that this weapon offers? That's something that we'll be discussing in today's video. In many ways, this performs a lot like its predecessor. It's an adaptive framed trace rifle, so it's got great aim assist, minimal recoil, and pretty decent range. It's got a base magazine size of 74, but with ionized or extended battery, we would push that beyond 100 rounds to the mag, allowing us to belt out continuous streams of arc energy. What stands out most about this new weapon is its extraordinary lineup of weapon traits that make for some insane combinations, and with how our current artifact provides a lot of benefits to arc affinities, it's going to be a great weapon to add into your loadouts. In this weapon's third column, we have options of loose change, hipfire grip, rewind rounds, high impact reserves, envious assassin, and dynamic sway reduction. The big standouts here are envious assassin and rewind rounds. With Envious Assassin equipped, we could extend our magazine size to well over 200 rounds in the mag, but we have to defeat enemies with our other weapons to achieve that. But with Rewind active, we would have a portion of our magazine returned right back to us based on how many hits we landed before we emptied the mag. This has proven to be an invaluable benefit on weapons like Outbreak Perfected and the Queenbreaker, and it's going to be a fantastic option on the Warlord's Spear. I'm also a really big fan of high impact reserves because it would provide us with increased damage as we get deeper into our magazine, and that would pair up really well with 4th times the charm, which is found in this weapon's 4th column. We could even pair 4th times the charm with Rewind or Envious Assassin to give ourselves a never-ending stream of trace rifle damage. We also have Detonator Beam, Target Lock, Jolting Feedback, Killing Tally, and Desperate Measures as available 4th column traits. Detonator Beam is a new trait that works a lot like Chain Reaction, but instead of relying on a final blow to trigger that explosion, it's going to be triggered after sustained damage, which would work out nicely with Envious or Rewind. But the problem with this is that it requires sustained damage onto a single target, which wouldn't be a problem if you're using it against high value targets, but this means it's going to be a lot less effective whenever used against rank and file enemies. Target Lock can be a much more reliable weapon trait when we've also got an enlarged magazine, but with traits like Killing Tally or Jolting Feedback as an option, there's really no comparison. Killing Tally would be an incredible option when paired with Rewind or Envious to give us an amazing add clear weapon, but it's Jolting Feedback that I find to be the most effective 4th column trait, even more so than Detonator Beam. Jolting Feedback inflicts enemies with Jolt after repeatedly landing shots. This doesn't require a final blow or sustained damage onto any one enemy, so we'll be able to rely on its benefits much more consistently. Jolted targets spread lightning damage to nearby enemies, which is great for more efficient crowd control. An additional benefit to this is that it will stun overload champions, so even without the benefit of an artifact mod, we'll be able to handle at least one champion just thanks to Jolting Feedback. Since Detonator Beam doesn't have any elemental verbiages tied to it, like Blind, Jolt, or even Disorient, it has much less synergy with Arc and Prismatic subclasses. And that's one of the biggest reasons that I find Jolting Feedback to be a superior option, and that's going to go great with Rewind or Envious Assassin. Whenever using this trace rifle on standard arc subclasses, we could add in the effects of fragments like Spark of Beacons or Spark of Brilliance, which would allow this weapon to trigger blinding explosions, and in the right circumstance that would mean that this could even handle unstoppable champs. And when it's used on Prismatic, we could give it the added benefit of Radiance, which would give this and all of our other weapons a 20% increase in damage, plus the ability to pierce barrier champion shields. We've also got the Photonic Flare artifact mod, and that would trigger a burst of energy after defeating exhausted or severed enemies, and that will blind enemies, but that's only an available option with the new artifact. So there's a lot of versatility with this new trace rifle, a lot of great weapon trait combinations, and a lot of viable applications for this here in Heresy. So if you've been looking for a better trace rifle or just a better option when it comes to special weapons, then you should hit up Iron Banner and get yourself this amazing trace rifle. With that said, I wish you all the best of luck throughout Iron Banner and throughout Heresy. Let me know your thoughts about Iron Banner, this new trace rifle, and all the changes here with Heresy. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.
Zone C captured. 2 zones are yours. Zone A lost.